Welcome to Academy of Tone 272. We had some Guns N' Roses, and welcome to Manuel Bastian, back again.
Hey guys.
Yeah, and guess what? While we were playing, I had, of course, a phone call of somebody that is. Let me check. English. His name is Richard. It's not Richard Fortus, but it's Rich Morgan. Good old Rich, who used to be a partner with me a lot on many. And this is his message. Boop. Okay, very long, interesting. Okay. Very interesting. You know what? Let me focus. Nicht stören. Do not disturb. That might help. Okay, today's episode is about the great Slash. We planned that episode actually for the 23rd, when Slash had his 60th birthday. But on the 22nd, the day before that, Ozzy passed away and the whole world changed. So that's kind of a belated birthday episode for Slash, because the world is different and not predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
There's actually more meaning than I thought that I would try to express. But anyway, it's all good. We came along about this idea since you had one of those appetite for destruction Marshall heads, and we talked about those and what you like about them. And I was, of course, curious about, Marshalls in general and what's special on that amp and why you like it. And now we are here and we have actually two of those, 3,500 euros or dollar amps, quite expensive. Mm-hmm. Amps that go back to the good old days when Slash was with Jim Marshall. Jim Marshall was still alive, and Marshall was that Marshall company that we all know, that rock star company, and now it's like the marketing company, probably, with fridges and
Headphones.
Yeah.
Bluetooth speakers.
Fair enough. They have a big legacy, and the brand is big. Slash actually moved on for the amp that ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons is playing, the Magnatone amps. So we will make a big comparison about all these stuff and talk about Slash in a minute. I have one thing that I wanted to show you. My last week, I had a gig with my Rock Anarchy and a guest singer, or he was the singer of the night, let's put it that way. Rick de Soto, maybe you remember from last episode. And we played in Bernkastel-Kues, which is a beautiful little town on the Mosel River, with a lot of wine drinking, because this is where the wine is coming from here in Germany. Besides where you live in the Pfalz.
Yeah, but I live in the woods.
In the woods?
Like in the deep woods. We drink beer. There's no wine culture where I live.
But 30 minutes and you are at the Deutsche Weinstraße, right?
Yeah.
And then if you go the other side...
And then it's everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. Deidesheim.
It's only wine.
Yeah.
Only grapes.
Yeah, and if you follow the direction south, going along the Rhine River, then you come to the Alsace. And of course there's the French Alsace wine, with all the Pinot Gris and Pinot Noir and... Gewürztraminer, which is a very German word, but the French love that kind of wine there too. But so you're the beer drinker in the woods.
Yeah, we have in Pirmasens we have the Parkbrauerei.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans that's funny actually, because a lot of Americans were stationed in Pirmasens, back in the 80s still. and there's a huge cult following almost
On the Park?
of Parkbräu
Beer.
in Facebook. Like
Really?
people like trading like glasses, mugs, and yeah, it's crazy. And
Yeah.
there are always like the Americans that used to be stationed here, like when they were like, or their parents when they were 16,
Yeah.
and they could drink beer in Germany already,
For
and
sure.
then they had to go back to the States, and they
Couldn't.
couldn't drink because they weren't 21 yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of good memories with Parkbräu for them, and they always go like, can someone like send me a 6-pack? I'll pay
Anything.
top dollar. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
want to import it, but it's I think they should do it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, this town is also very, very close to Ramstein. I mean, you know, all the biggest airbase outside of the US is Ramstein.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of Americans, and which is great for the musical influence. We have a lot of American musicians there because they go to the army and they end up in bands, in mixed bands with Germans, you know, with all, it's kind of nice. Okay, I wanted to show you a little clip about my last gig in Bernkastel-Kues with the hint that I played, of course, the AMP-X prototype. And we had a beautiful gig, and then it started to rain cats and dogs. And it survived. Just watch that clip. Enjoy.
Ceremony, the master of disaster. When the rain has fallen down, we are all here with the one and only Rick de Soto.
Yeah, as you could see, it was raining, and I could see the rain was coming on the stage and, you know, on the edge. Of course, if it would have rained straight into the amp, probably I had some issues. But under the normal conditions where it got wet but not totally, it worked. So that's a good test. I didn't have that one yet. Okay, let's talk Slash. For me, this guy is a phenomena because he is kind of the last rock star, the last rock guitar hero. And the reason for that is half his cosmetics, his look, I mean, it's so iconic with the hat and sunglasses.
Yeah, it's a trademark almost.
Yeah. And then I was checking out some interviews, and the reason for that is very simple. He's shy, Let's wear sunglasses and, play a role with a, whatever. Is that called cylinder in English? I don't know. In German, it's
Top hat.
Top hat, see? Okay. ZZ Top hat. So
There used to be a funny meme about the musicians. Like, it was always like how we see Slash on stage, and then we saw a picture of Slash, and then how Slash sees us. And it was only like hair, and then like a little tiny
spot.
slot.
A very little slot.
There was also one of Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah.
And like Lemmy could only see stage lights.
Of course.
Because he had his mic like this.
That's a good one. Well, if you look sometimes at me, I'm looking holes in the floor. It's like because
shoegazer.
Yeah, I'm a shoegazer. Schnürsenkel looker.
Me too.
Yeah, and it's just the way I do it. And sometimes, okay, I have to admit, when I think I can play blind, I can sometimes also raise the head in the air and go like this. But most of the time I'm, the shoegazer. Cool. But on the other hand, he was there at the right time with the right band, and they had a huge success with Guns N' Roses. And the combination of such a band with such a big, iconic guitar player makes a guitar hero. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's something that such a band needs. If there would be like a boring guy standing, shoegazing, it wouldn't be the band, and there wouldn't be any success.
Plus all the antics, like all the stories from the road, all the crazy truck stories and sex, drugs and rock and roll.
Yeah, so
back then.
And now this guy is 60, and I think he was always to me at least, he made the impression of being a sweet, warm character, not being, mean or aggressive in any way. Even the looks were like that. But I'm not the expert, but his aura had a second level that I could feel as being a pretty calm guy too. Mm-hmm. Maybe about the memes, maybe this meme where Axl Rose and Slash is running on stage with the sound where they only run and then on the other side
what are the videos called? Like
shreds.
without Guns N' Roses, without sound or something.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's entertaining. It's part of the characters, and it's part of what is needed.
The best one of those is David Bowie and Mick Jagger dancing in the streets. That's the best one.
But I love that one too. And what I also like is BB Shreds. Where BB King has a sound like Yngwie Malmsteen, and then the blues guys standing there, and BB goes, and you can hear like.
But it's so well made. Like as soon as the camera like pans away from the guitar, it goes like,
It looks so real, and it's so good. The guy who actually played, he knew exactly what to trigger Yeah.
Oh, there's also like Andy Rehfeld, I think he's called.
I don't know.
And he does videos like where like Slayer live, Raining Blood.
Okay.
And he does the jazz version of it.
Yeah.
Like all major 7 chords. And it fits so well because like Slayer is and he sometimes he has the original vocals and like now he does them himself and he does the vocals like and it's so funny.
Yeah, I mean this is my jazz my jazz version of Jump Van Halen, because sometimes we play as the Blues Anarchy. And the Blues Anarchy, which is the same band as the Rock Anarchy, but we just play blues. So we play Jump as a shuffle. And so on and so forth. Okay, that's the fun part about being a character. And sometimes I think people playing such roles. This is something that comes up when I was thinking about Ozzy's life. He was kind of Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he was telling the world how it sometimes feels weird to be sober, and then it feels weird to be drunk, and where is your real you, and all this kind of that's part of a rock star life as well. So Slash has to deal with that too. Okay, but so far on the psychology of a rock star, we would probably talk more about his sound and his playing. About his playing, there is a very old guitar instruction DVD I have done with a German magazine called Guitar, which also passed away. I don't know when this passed away. They had beautiful t-shirts with just guitar on it. I love to wear those greeny t-shirts, and for them, I did a instructional DVD, and the magazine, including the DVD, could be bought at every like train station where you got newspaper. And this was at the beginning of, DVDs. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago or something like that. And it was a very successful project. I think they sold like 25,000 of these magazines, and which gives me a little bit money because I was clever. I had a royalty deal, not a buyout deal. So any musician listening here, learn from the business guys. Buyout deals are fine if it's not important, but if you do something special where you invest a lot of money, sometimes it's better to risk the money not making any money or making good money. And that's a good way for a deal if nobody knows what's the result of it. And for me, it went well. And then after the second episode, they asked me to do another one because it was so successful. And they had a huge business talk with me, and they invited me to Munich. And all they did tell me is like, you made too much money. Next time, we want you, but we pay less. And then it's like, okay, you sit there with the Geschäftsführer, with the boss, the CEO, and some kind of guy that simply tells you you're doing the same work for half the money. And then I try to get my way around it by, okay, but then I make some advertising for my music on the DVD. Yeah, at least I did it to have something in return. But that's business. Anyway, there's that little clip And in that clip, I have gathered a few typical Slash things. Like you can hear it's kind of a rip-off Slash. Watch it, and then we can talk about some Slash. Yeah, by the way, this is the same Les Paul, but with a great paint job by Mr. Matthias Schindehütte from Frankfurt. I think that he has done a fantastic job on that. I mean, this kind of orange was that you could see in the video. This is how I bought the guitar, and this is why it was cheap. The sides are still kind of the same. Maybe I have that refurbished one day too, but you know, I was more about the gold top, you know, and it's so beautiful. I always wanted the gold top, and now I have it. And yep, still working on it to get it perfect. It's a good guitar, but just got a new set of pickups from Mr. Klopman. And the bridge pickup is killer, and the neck pickup so-so. And then he said, oh, maybe I make you another bridge pickup. This was just like in the old days. And, you know, all the modern guitar pickup makers, they make a special neck pickup and a special bridge pickup. And actually, in the old days, they did pickups. Mm. And they didn't care which position. Yeah, anyway. So, let's talk a little bit about the Slash thing. What I kind of like about Slash's playing is you can, I mean, he has iconic riffs and he has iconic melodies. No? I mean, that's a winner. Arpeggio-based iconic lick that he wrote. And also in his soloing, there's a few things that come from his roots, and that's probably interesting to understand that he is born in the UK. He is the son of a Afro-American mother and an English father. And they lived somewhere in London, Hampstead, I think it was. And then when the marriage broke up, he and his mother moved to Los Angeles. Both of his parents were in music industry. The mother was making clothes for David Bowie, and the father was, I think, doing artwork for Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, so he was raised in a quite interesting family.
Artist stuff.
Yeah. And then coming to Los Angeles, I read that his first hobby was BMX bike things, and the guitar was bigger later, and both kind of the same time. And then he decided to go with the music full on, which makes a lot of sense. And being exposed to that kind of music explains a little bit about the roots. I mean, when you have such parents and they listen to the music, there's a lot of British guitar playing like Rory Gallagher, Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck, Led Zeppelin, Stones, Queen, and then of course the Van Halen, which I guess the Van Halens were a bit older, so they were kind of young enough to be present when Van Halen was big. And I can only imagine how intense the impact of a Van Halen live, maybe he has seen some of the early live shows of Van Halen must have been. I mean, quite intense. Of course, Eddie and David Lee Roth and that thing. So that gives a foundation of music that's probably in his head. And there are a few kind of interesting licks that are, a lot of them are blues based. Mm-hmm. It's that Clapton, it's that Rory Gallagher feel, and you can find that blues rock noodling in his playing, which is cool. There's nothing wrong about it. The hair metal scene tried to avoid that, and he going back with the traditional Les Paul and a few more traditional licks. That was something, on the one hand, familiar, but then again not new in that band, Guns N' Roses, for instance, and that's very solid. And also the combination of a Les Paul and a Marshall is it's all the British guitar heroes.
Back then, when everyone had a rack.
Yeah. And he was
rack system, Bradshaw system.
And he was kind of basic and straightforward, which is remarkable. Maybe you would think it's backwards, but it was hip, and it's still hip. And it, we have those signature amps, and wasn't that the only or the first? I think that's the first Marshall signature. Yeah. And Joe Satriani came later with the GVM 410 Satriani, and then of course there were Zakk Wylde. Zakk had one.
Zakk had one, yes.
And a bunch of others.
Kerry
King, yeah. Yeah. So, kind of interesting. For me, in his playing, there's like this kind of hammer-on trill kind of thing I can hear a lot of time. And then something that I actually never really do, but he plays a lot of times, is this double picking. But that's something I heard a lot from the American guys, I think Eric Clapton and Page would never play that. I don't know. It's something that's I know. And you have that kind of killer lick, which is at the end of that solo, right?
Yeah, like right in the middle of Sweet Child of Mine,
Yeah.
where it goes from the neck pickup solo to the bridge pickup solo.
Yeah.
Like there's this. It's fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, blues based, but also scale stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And this could have
really
been
good combination.
a little bit Michael Schenker-ish as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
And he just joined Michael Schenker. I saw a post on social media because Bodo Schopf, who is playing with Michael, played in the Rock Anarchy, and he's actually the drummer on tada, the Rock Anarchy. Here, the drummer that is currently on tour with and was with Michael Schenker back in the 80s, and now they are reunited, so he has no time to play with me. Bodo. And there's so many stories about Bodo and the Phosphatstangen. He was vegetarian for a while, and maybe he still is officially, but it's like after the gig, it's like, oh, you know, in Deutsch with his Stuttgart accent. Hey Thomas, a Bierle und a Phosphatstängel. Okay, that's a sausage with tons of phosphate, whatever that is. It's in the worst sausage that you get at the gas stations, and that's what he was.
Trackerpeitsch.
Yeah, and he was so desperate sometimes to get this sausage, being vegetarian, officially. Okay, part-time vegetarian. But okay, melodic minor, you know, so there's some scale stuff going on. Yeah, and there's I think he has a style that he always also plays like melodic or creates something that is memorable, that people can sing along, and is not the over shredding guy. I mean, we as the guitar players, we like you know, the stuff, but you know, the ordinary audience is more into the simple melodies or the simple riff. Sometimes it's just blues stuff, but it's catchy and it's strong, and yeah, that's part of his style, and that's I think it's important.
For me, he always reminded me of Joe Perry of Aerosmith. Yeah, because that like that one part in the solo of "You Could Be Mine." That stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Joe Perry
total
style.
Joe Perry. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's groovy and rhythmically interesting.
Yeah, and sometimes the timing is just like that perfect little bit behind.
Laid back.
So it feels like he's falling off a cliff,
Yeah,
but then he's back on his feet.
And he makes it.
It's so great.
That puts on extra tension and thereby energy. That's cool, yeah. So it's worth checking out that a bit more. But on the other hand, him being the Les Paul guy, having that classic setup Les Paul Marshall, and this what kind of sparked the idea for this episode was his signature amp. So the Appetite for Destruction amp that they used on their Guns N' Roses' first album, Appetite for Destruction, which was massive, of course, was a modified Marshall. And they recreated that with the Marshall technician that also was one of the later technicians who did the GVM, Santiago. And this amp is recreating that modded Marshall, which was probably a Jose mod, because this was the guy who did the Marshall mods back in the days in Los Angeles. And this is how small the world is. And now we get this mod also from Friedman in his tribute amp, which I hope I will get hopefully after Guitar Summit, because I know they have one. And then I can review that. Maybe we can compare that to this one. But I can tell there are some special things on this Slash amp, the Appetite for Destruction amp, that makes sense with what he's doing. And you brought yours, and I have another friend who gave me his. And what I did is I simply plugged it in, dialed in what I thought I like, and found it a, good, great Marshall sound. And I was not into the idea of being 100% like authentic Slash now. I'm using his signature amp, but I wanted to have my preferred setting with that amp. So I don't know where it is. It's either 3 or 2. No, it must be 3 then. Or no, it's 4. So, okay, it's amp number 4 here, and this is the amp here. And just to give you a quick run through, there's 2 inputs, and you have different settings, which is great because so guitar in, there is input 1 and 2. 1 is higher gain, let's show, and this is 2. I wanted to get, the grid. There's an effects loop, and here's a switch for a like 2 modes. This is
2 amps, actually,
yeah.
like two amp mods.
Yeah, and this off is probably the 34, right?
Yeah, the number 34
yeah.
that he used on Use Your Illusion.
Yeah, and this one is then the Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah.
With the red LED,
yeah.
which has more gain. So I leave it there. I show you what happens, or let's check both. My microphone is still okay. Okay, that strap is. Wait a minute, I put it on this knee. The strap is touching the microphone. This is not so. So here is, of course, low gain and very, very aggressive. You can hear the treble bleed capacitor has a huge value. To me, too shrill. It's my personal taste, okay? I'm Mr. Blug, who is not aggressive. I'm a gentle guy. So the more I increase the gain, the less of that I get. The more gain I get, but I also come to the point where it's getting muddy. So I'm trying to find the sweet spot here. So this is kind of too farty, and so My taste. So this is my spot here. That's only master volume for yeah. The volume, there is a built-in power soak, which is a kind of interesting, nice feature. So you can crank the power amp stage and reduce it at the same time to get some extra power amp saturation. I kind of don't do that for now. I just show you what the tone controls are doing. Here again, the value is bigger, and so there is no silver. You know me, the Strat guy that wants the shimmery high end, which is not harsh at all, and there's a lot of aggression. That's why it's
which kind of
makes sense.
Helps it move forward with humbuckers, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
It's aggressive, and it gives the guitar a punch, and you know it's not swampy, getting lost in in the beautiful sound of something. But you know, it's kind of interesting for me to check a signature amp with somebody that is on a mission to get his tone. Again, here's my taste. I try to. I'm not going all the way because I'm not Slash, but. Similar thing here. I go to the middle position because more than middle is like. So the bass is medium effective, I would say.
On-off switch.
Yeah, I mean it's off on 0 and it comes at 2 like a Fender amp. And from like middle position to end, there's nothing more. It's a touch maybe. So I stay kind of around in the middle. Presence. Ouch. And here again, I would say the designer has chosen the middle position to be something that is not too extreme. He moved that super aggressive part to the very end. And because nobody wants to have his presence control like on 0. That feels always weird if you have to put something like on 10 if it's not gain, or on 0 to make it sound great. That's kind of, should it be there? Well, in the middle it's kind of normal, acceptable. Yeah, and this is the power scaling feature. That kind of adds a little bit of zagging and also another. I kind of like it because it's another edge to the sound, and probably similar setting. Whatever. I mean. Effect loop. My feeling is that due to the increased level that I have now, the amp has a different dynamic and puts in more signal into the power amp stage, which I prefer. That's why I put it to on. So that's one of the sounds that I like on this one. Now I'm doing my usual game, trying to get somewhere close with the Mercury, for instance. And what I will do is put everything on 5, and I need more mids, that's what I know, and more treble. And then let's see where we are. So it's not the same, but I tried, to simulate a little bit that direction. And what I have chosen here is the classic channel. I use the boost on, and it's full on. And what I have done with the gain is I'm only at 5, between 4 and 5. Bass in the middle, treble slightly more, which is 6.5, and treble is 6. So it's not exactly the same because I don't have that aggressive tone stack. Those they are on tap. It's like everywhere there is some bam aggression, and for me it's like I personally try to avoid that, and that's why my amp is not as aggressive. But if you don't have an A/B switch and you play that one, I don't think anybody will tell you, oh, this is not, it's close enough for jazz.
Do you think it's a guitar thing, really? Is it a single coil versus humbucker thing?
No, it's a taste thing. There are people who enjoy also single coils in a different way. And I do sound design for so many years. I am completely aware of every dB in the pre-EQ that I personally like and I personally don't like, and this is how I voice what I like, and that's well, there's so many different amps. If I play this vintage Marshall over here, there's not that kind of aggression, and that's my sound, and I would say that's my reference. Because when I play that thing, I'm in heaven. So, and that inspired me. And then, of course, I'm aware that people, they are in a different situation like I am. They have like 2 guitar players, they have different bands, and they need to have more aggression. They have a different touch on the strings, and then sometimes slightly different things help to do this, to achieve that, which is totally cool. And this is why stuff like that is super, because it's original. Mm-hmm. It's not a mainstream, I'm just like any other amp. It is a special amp with a special sound and message. Yeah. And that's good.
That's like, maybe we can like talk a little bit about how this episode came to be. Like, yeah. You called me and we were talking on the phone. Like, I think you were asking me, do you have something new?
Sure.
Something exciting. Yeah. And yeah, this amp isn't actually my amp. It's like a buddy of mine, Mike Buxeder.
Kudos to Mike.
Yeah, like he's the reason I'm playing an Explorer. And I actually have a few humbucker guitars now because I'm a single coil guy.
Yeah,
Strat, Telly, that's my thing. But yeah,
you discovered this.
Mike usually comes by with a few guitars and a few amps.
Yeah.
And like he parked his, I think it's like a mid-90s Explorer, a white Explorer, at my place. And it actually had the headstock broken off multiple times, 4 times at least. And yeah, it sounded so good. I tried to buy it from him, but he said, yeah, it's my first real guitar. I can sell it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you have to respect that. Yeah.
Yeah, like couple months later, my buddy Herwig sells this guitar, and I go like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it because yeah, now I have an Explorer, and I also needed a Floyd Rose guitar to record a solo for Daniel Diebold, who is also watching.
Hey, Daniel.
Great song, by the way. Great song.
And by the way, he is on the list to come here eventually in 2 months or so when he has got time. So
I'll be here as well. We already said I'm gonna hang out in the back. So.
Well, you can join in as well. It's all cool. I mean, okay, good. I didn't know about that.
So, like when Mike, I called Mike because he's the metal guy, you know, and I asked him, "Can you lend me a guitar with a Floyd Rose?" And he actually brought 2 and 2 amps, like this one and a Soldano.
Ah, yeah.
For me to try out.
A real Soldano SLO 100?
No, a Jet City.
Yeah, okay.
Which was like pimped by the like Captain's Guitar Lounge.
Yeah, from Munich area.
To be like
original
SLO 100
specs. Yeah.
Sounds really good.
Yes.
So to make a long story even longer, yeah, I like, you know, Slash, but like I wasn't the biggest Guns N' Roses fan in the world. Yeah, so I didn't expect, like, you know, it's a Marshall, like how different can it be? And for me, the exciting part, that's where you and I differ. Like the episode where I brought my Marshall.
Right.
And I had it set like completely different from
to what I like. Yeah. But I still like your amp.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a different setting.
Like I usually go like treble all the way, mids all the way,
and no
bass all the way down. And then I make the sound more or less with the presence control.
Yeah. Okay, guys, you understand. Mids, treble all the way up, bass 0.
Yeah.
That's your extreme.
Yeah.
Me, I'm coming from, let's say, a more or less balanced, cleanish sound that gets a bit swampy in the low end because of that too much bass versus what you are doing. But I enjoy, I would say, the how huge the sound gets. And my ideal for that is Jimi Hendrix, Voodoo Child, but not the wah version, that blues version from Electric Ladyland. That is the biggest Marshall ever sound recorded on this planet. I don't know what they did, but this is like holy grail. And there is tons of bass. There is even more bass than I like. But so we have different ideas, which is cool.
I'm allergic to like swampy bass. Like I want my bass to be guk guk guk, you know, like the definition.
And this, I mean, this is what I like about talking, you know, with other guitar players about things, knowing it's all good. You know, it's not like I have the only sound that works, or you are, you know, and this guy is super and this guy is not super. That's bullshit. There are different concepts, and they all make sense due to what you have in mind and how you play and how you work the sound.
It's funny because like we play the same guitar.
Yeah.
And we listen to the same guys.
Yeah. But
and yet it's a feeling thing, really.
Yeah.
Anyways, like for me, it's usually like treble all the way up, bass all the way down. And I play single coil guitars with that.
Yeah.
You know? Because then in a mix, like I have...
They cut through.
When I play humbuckers, I would need even more treble and more bass to be cut, you know?
Oh, I understand.
And like that's where like this amp really surprised me because like there's the Appetite for Destruction mode and there's the number 34 mode. And the number 34 mode has way more treble. And it's a little cleaner as well. It doesn't have as much gain. And it's funny that you, like, instinctively chose the Appetite for Destruction as your sound, and I went straight to the number 34. That's like
I have you play through your amp in a second. Just let me check it out with on the other mode. Again, the treble bleed on this one is like, if I would sell this amp, I would at least offer a second value. But that's me, you know? And that's the funny thing when I'm looking at amps, also Friedman, for instance, they are, you know, I know exactly what they are playing with guitars and what they have in mind, which is totally cool. Yeah, so, but anyway. Same thing here. Even on that mode, I have to go a little bit up, because otherwise the treble bleed kills me. Well, all the way up, I don't have the treble bleed anymore. That's where I can live with it the best, personally. Okay? I mean, we are talking a bit more extreme in black and white, which is a matter of taste, you know? I'm fine with that. I mean, but we check your settings in a minute. With that setting, I could live. Would I change anything on the other controls? Probably not. Honestly, it's like interesting. The presence has a totally different curve on that other amp mode. It's way less extreme. I can even live. I mean, this is cranked all the way up, and I can live with that. I mean, it's noisy like hell, but if I switch to the other mode, and now it works too. Because I have the full gain. Yeah, okay, sorry. But if I have the treble bleed and the treble, yeah. And okay, let's go back. I mean, getting all the overdrive from the power amp stage makes me happy again. On the other mode, so I can rely to that channel as well, but I would use more power amp overdrive. And that's okay. This is how I approach that kind of amp, and maybe we switch to your amp and you play because it's great to hear, you know, different players, different approaches. And then we have even another Slash signature amp, which is a completely different animal. But we now have tuned our ears, so to speak, into the world of the Appetite for Destruction amps. You know what? You want to get this cable, or you want to play this guitar?
I play this guitar.
Okay, yeah. So
to make a fair comparison.
Yeah. Very, very good. So let give. Will this be standing in a?
No.
No. I'd simply hold it.
You need an old acoustic guitar stand for this one.
Wait a minute. This is yours?
It seems harsh, but in the
mix,
loud rock and roll mix. You can actually hear like the top strings. Which makes it feel cleaner in a way.
Yeah.
But yet you have tons of gain.
Of course.
That's a...
Now it is the same. The same guitar, the same player with two amps dialed in by two persons.
Yeah.
Not
a huge difference.
Not such a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But that mode, like as
Yeah.
opposed to this, that one. Like it brought. Like what do you call it? Like the string sound that you have in a Strat usually, you know, that gong, 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 that springy sound. I get that with humbuckers.
Now. Yeah.
That's why I like this mode so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like really surprising because I never heard a Marshall do that with that much gain, you know?
Yeah. Interesting.
It's a cleanish high gain sound for me.
Let's try if I can get there anywhere near with the AMP1, which I know is not what I intended it to do. I'm just, you know, I know already we're not getting there so close, but you play, and I will switch. And you know what? I try to get rid of that beautiful guitar without killing it, but we have to put it on the floor maybe.
Yeah, put it on the floor.
Yeah, I put it on the floor. Oh, headstock. Ah, Gibson. Oh, don't. Okay, so you play. Is this?
That's the AMP1? Like the last one?
Wait. I have 3 amps.
Okay.
2 AMP1s and 1 Marshall.
Okay.
So, okay, I
Jesus
go.
Christ.
So, what is this amp? Another one? This one? And this one? So this is Mr. Nice Guy. I can hear it myself. So, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, again, so this is...
That's an AMP1, I would say.
Sure. Okay, and this...
Because it's more mid-range. AMP1?
well, this is now the Marshall, just to prove.
Wow.
Play.
Which is crazy because now they both sound more open than what I originally
Expected.
liked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Just for the AMP1 users, I give the numbers again that we have. The funny thing is, it's the classic channel with the tone all the way down, and the reason for that is because you need the aggressive mids that get scooped out if I use that control. So this is why counterclockwise, and then I use more treble on the Mercury again. It's 7.5, middle 7, and the bass is low. It's like 4. Gain is also 4.5, and the boost is all the way up. The Iridium settings again is the same. Is it volume tone? Tone. Yeah, all the way counterclockwise on the classic channel. Boost on. Boost is full. The gain is on 5. The bass was on 5.5. Mids again 7. Under 7. This is over 7 slightly. And then the treble is only 5.5. And just for the reference of the Appetite for Destruction amp, the power was on 2 o'clock. Presence was on 2 o'clock. Bass 2 o'clock. Middle 2 o'clock. Everything is on 2 o'clock except for the master, which was 11 to 12, and the gain's always up, all the way up, and the 34 mode.
Yeah.
So cool. And I would love to switch over to this fellow here while we have it in the house. Is this off? And where is the socket? And we go here. So switch on. Let me double check that I have the speaker socket, the right one. No mistake, please. Yep. Okay. All good. This amp here is with the original Slash signature. Hey guys, this is based on the Silver Jubilee. Completely different amp. And yeah, let's listen to this one. Now it's on the 4 because it used to be that one before I switched that on. For me, or for you, maybe a little bit too fat. I have more bass than you, but the Silver Jubilee, the tone stack is different from most other Marshall. As we can hear, there's a totally different mid-range and mid-scoop possible, and the bass is therefore more effective and blah blah blah. It's more classic Marshall.
Yeah.
Quick one on the Mercury. Mercury. It's too harsh now. Okay, I go for the vintage channel. I go for less of this harshness. I go for normal here. Let's put everything on 5 and see where we are. Close enough. Funny, I have to reduce the bass again. Okay, but only by 1. And the mids, so the bass is on 4, the mids are on 6, and the treble is 5 basically. And the gain is all the way up on the vintage channel with no boost. So different amp, different setting. For me, yeah, a quick one. What's going on in the chat? We have so many. What is this chat going on? I haven't read any of the comments.
I think they're going through some rough stuff. Feels like group therapy.
Really? What's going on here?
Like cancer survivors.
Okay. So, yeah, that's. Yeah, these days, a cancer survivor now going on 18 years, it was the hardest thing I went through, of course. Yeah, my heart goes out to you again. Okay, wow. I mean, what can I say? I mean, yeah, it's so hard if you lose people, and it's so hard. Cancer is a bitch, and it's the only answer. The only answer I have to that is try to build up your body strength as much as possible. I have an example here in my family as well. My girlfriend's mother had such an issue, and she had to go through a complete change of blood, completely, you know, therapy, lost hair and everything, but she was tough. No? And she's in better shape when we walk somewhere. She's the fastest and she's the toughest, and we you know, so and I know she was at the same hospital with the same doctor like the chief technician Bernd Schneider I worked with for 27 years, and I even knew him longer before and after too, and he passed away of a similar issue. And his body was not strong enough to deal with the chemotherapy. And I mean, the chemo, if the body, this is the good thing about my girlfriend's mother, of course she went to zero, but she recovered. And now she's back. Unbelievable.
My grandma had cancer too, like morbus Hodgkin's, I think it was called. And yeah, like she had like chemotherapy and radiation, and she beat cancer. And like the doctor said, he knows no one that beat that son of a bitch, because it's like an aggressive one. And but then her heart was really weak from the chemo and the radiation, and she had like 3 heart attacks, and then she died of that. So yeah,
I mean, it's
heavy stuff.
It's all heavy. It's all heavy, and I mean, I'm just always the positive kind of guy that tries to see the last chance, and if there is one, let's try it. I mean, there is the only thing you can do is try, and as I just said, like I have that one example in my close family that is impressive, and that gives me a lot of hope for the moments where I think I'm in trouble, because I try to live halfway healthy. I mean, this is my Cynar drink, which is sparkling water, lemon juice, and just 1 sip of that Italian Cynar. What is it? Alcohol? Not many. It's more for the taste. It's a bitter. Was ist das? Artischock bitter. I don't know. It's artichokes are very healthy. Well, if they are with a little alcohol, I don't mind, and it's only a little sip for that extra bitterness taste that blends so well with the lemon. But you know, it's a lot of that.
That's like my only vice I have left. Like I don't smoke, I don't drink anymore, but like the sugary stuff. But you can't die perfectly healthy. You know?
No, I mean, this is we are facing a lot of losses in the music world these days because this generation of our heroes is aging. And we can be lucky that Keith Richards is alive, Jagger is alive, and it's quite unbelievable.
Yeah, but they are like monsters. they're not human.
Yeah, but maybe, I mean, just my positive thinking.
Freaks of nature.
Yeah, I think sometimes the energy that we can get as a musician being on stage or feeling something when we play the guitar, sometimes even at home or in the garden or wherever you do it, it's such a good energy.
It's healing, yeah. Music is healing, always. Like I have like major anxiety, PTSD, and like whenever I'm like really close to a panic attack, I grab my guitar and just play, and I go places. It just goes away. You go to a different place in your mind,
and you can escape, and that's healing.
Yeah,
that's healing, because all this like tough cramp things or focus too much and being trapped without having any option. And that's at least the good thing about music. Even if we can't play, we can listen, you know, and the music will take us out of that reality in a way. And even if it's just for a few minutes, it is a positive energy. And of course, it's never a guarantee, but at least it's there, and it might help. And if it doesn't, it's sad. That's for sure too. But I think music in general is such a positive thing. It's just, you know, me playing whatever. We Will Rock You. I mean, what is that? But it's fun. You know, and people go. Sometimes we make the Allgemeine Engine version of the, you know, sing it. Allgemeine Engine. You know, it's fucking egal. It's fun, you know, and you escape from your ordinary life and from your whatever day, and you have that healing experience for half an hour, and that lasts. It's an energy that it's not like off. It's still there, and then the level slowly degrades, and then the next day you need another dose of music or guitar.
And like it's just music, even if it's like cover music, you know, like even if you play cover music, like for me it's work. You know, like I always picture myself going to the office, but at least I have a guitar in my hands, and I make people smile and dance and sing, and it's
so good.
Yeah,
I mean,
and like in the studio, it's like a whole different animal, because you start out with nothing. You know, like there's like when you press the space bar, it's like there's nothing. At the end of the day, there's a song that will always be there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how many people will actually listen to it and how many people will hear it. You created something that's gonna be there forever, till eternity. You know? And that's, like, if you think about it, that's such a...
It's art.
It's more than the mind can grasp.
Yeah. I mean, it's like people make paintings. You express yourself in the emotion with the notes you're playing, with the noises you are doing, with, you know, with all the things you are choosing, the amp settings, you know, that's all part of your picture that you create. It's you.
Yeah.
And that's a phenomena that we can do. And this is why, you know, I can see myself as making music as long as people are coming, enjoying it. And the funny thing is, I try to make it accessible in a way. This is why when I play in Bernkastel Kues, people don't know Thomas Blug as the guy who wrote some instrumental music. No, they know We Will Rock You. And that's why I have no problem playing that song, you know? And of course we played some Ozzy because everybody knows Ozzy after, you know, the last weeks. And then we went there and we did the Paranoid mash up with So Bomb. all in one song, and then we went for the War Pigs, which is also great lyrics, and that was all one thing, you know, and it's make it something alive that people can relate to and escape their life, and this is why they listen to. And even when the rain was coming, people were still standing there. I mean, I would have fled. It's like, fuck, when I had to get my guitar and my fat cap in the car, it was pouring. It's like, man, bring the car closer, you know? It's like, and people were there, they didn't mind, they enjoyed it. And for me, that's rewarding. In a way, it's like, that means a lot to me. And I don't mind if you go, you know, if you're totally wet, I want nobody to have a cold the next day.
I had one gig like that, like at least 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years ago, I would say. And it was pouring like all day. Like I was totally like wet, like thrown into the river, like before soundcheck even.
Yeah.
And then it started to rain again at night. And I thought, fuck, now people are gonna go home. And they all stayed. And they were dancing in the rain, and it was amazing.
Okay, yeah, wow.
And that's like, you know, like that's the little things, you know, that means so much and make, like you have to hold on to those, to that stuff, you know, to those feelings, because life will kick you in the face at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can try to play one last song. I'm just sending a text message to the neighbors. You know, no, they're.
It might get loud.
It might get loud. So, smile.
Don't call the cops.
Yeah.
Smiley face.
Yeah, okay. 5 Minuten. Okay, so dort. Zack. Okay. Wait a minute. We are totally messed up here. Which is your cable, by the way?
That one, I guess.
Yeah, sure. And this was for your AMP1, which you were playing on. Maybe we turn down the volume a slight little bit. A touch of reverb. Thank you. Because we are playing something more balladesque. Me needs reverb as well. And what kind of sounds do I need? That sounds good. I have no idea about volume issues. So this will be a good one. All improvised. Let's see who's doing the next phone call. You did the backing track, and the backing track was wow, there you are, and there it is. Are you good to go?
I guess.
Let's see what happens.
now?
Okay, greetings to the neighbors. The feedback will ever last in your heads. Have a good sleep with that one. Okay, yeah, where do we go from here?
Where do we go?
I think we go home. I will bring you back to the Pfälzerwald, which is a quite interesting drive. I like to go there eventually for my pushback rides into Wissembourg in French, which is near the Dahn Felsen rocks. Yeah, it's quite a good area with very good fresh air.
Yeah, nature.
Nature.
Nothing but nature.
Yeah. I mean, do you have bears and snakes, or is it?
No, but I think we had a wolf recently.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So the wolves are back in town.
The wolves are back in town.
Wolves are back in town.
Okay, yeah, that's another episode we can do. Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love Thin Lizzy.
That's. Okay, we have to play harmony guitar.
I'd come running.
Yeah.
I'd come running back to you again. Yeah.
Okay,
Great stuff.
coming back to you again next week, same place. In this studio, we'll have the full BluGuitar, not the full, but we have the team here. We have Valeska on bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have Andreas Usner on Les Paul, because he's a Les Paul nerd. And we will talk a little bit about behind the scenes of BluGuitar and what's coming up and things like that. So you know, when you interact with BluGuitar emails and people who is actually there. And yeah, stay tuned for this episode next week. Thanks for watching the Slash episode with whatever we could do. There's never real justice to anything. I know we missed a lot, and I'm not the biggest expert. And
Me neither.
Yeah, but at least we have our way to look at things, and I think that's at least maybe interesting.
I don't even own a Les Paul.
Well, you have a guitar with humbuckers
Now, yeah.
and a Gibson logo, and we cut up this corner here and then make it rounded, and it becomes a Les Paul. But as you said, it's like Les Pauls are so small. I mean, now since you have this pedal, it's more like a thing for
Yeah, when you
rowing.
put it like this, like you can eat on it, like
Yeah. I mean, there's a.
it's a table, like half a table.
That's a good idea. I mean,
Waschbrett.
yeah, a Waschbrett, genau.
Waschbrettbauch.
Okay, nobody gets that one outside of our area. It's okay. Thanks for joining in. Thanks, Manuel. And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, check out Manuel on his channel, and he will return. I just heard that. And in that case, we have to bring you in front of the camera at least for a few.
I'll be back.
I'll be
We
back.
can say that because we played the Terminator 2
Schwarzenegger.
soundtrack. Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, Schwarzenegger is, it's a cool guy.
Governator.
The Governator and his statements. I kind of liked him. Anyway, see you next week. Take care. Cheers. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.